Some people know me as Ruby Quartz, and elsewhere on the internet, I've chosen the moniker Kevin McAllister. Now, this place used to be the same place because select button didn't used to exist, and I don't know why we want to pretend that. Okay. Now, what's all this? This is an interesting game, design idea. Now this, okay? It's not very legible, but it's about it's a vocab training game, and I'm using a kind of a funny Earthbound aesthetic, but then these are Pokeballs, and this is a circular ring that you might have to be able to rotate randomly, or it might rotate, at an easy enough not randomly, autonomously, at will, or you might it's just an image, right? Or you might be able to it might rotate at a slow enough rate that you can stop it when the pink. So pink, right? See all these English words: easy, evil, read, goodbye, and door. Now, pinto is paalam, pabasa, masama, madali. These are all words in Tagalog, in Filipino, that I have looked up. Can you kind of pass it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have to stop it when it's all lined up. So pink is pinto. Now, whatever the word for pinto is, you have to wait till that segment is on the pink, and that'll mean that everything else is lined up. So all you have to do is get one word, and you get all the rest of them. So think about that in terms of like education or learning. More learning than education. And then every time you get the answer right, you do damage to this enemy. Should I click here? I don't know. SB, IC. Whoops. What am I looking for? Insert credits. There we are. There's this. Okay, fine. Cool. Great. I used to be Kevin McAllister on original insert credit. No one wants to bring up the past. Don't bring up the past. It's too soon. It hurts too much. Anyway. He looks a bit like my new avatar. Quentin Quire looks a bit like, the kid, Kevin's brother who drinks Pepsi. Now look, okay, fine. That's the girl from Star Fox Adventures rendered in SNES. Style. It's an Earthbound fan game. Now, the reason I'm casting this little... It's not a tirade, is it? It's just a kind of like... Because I don't know. There's like... Before it was like... Oh, you've got a MySpace. Okay, I'm going to find this file. You've got a MySpace and you just like... drama into it or emote into it or teenage into it. Us millennials, right? Okay. Us millennials. But and then I guess that mutated into, what we have now, which is, I don't know, it's its own kettle of fish, isn't it? Influences kind of replacing celebrity and whatever. Whoa. Am I in the correct folder? I believe I am. I'm just looking. I look for this file. Can you guess, without me going on and on, what's going to happen? Yes, I haven't coded this thing for a very long time. No, you can't move around. You can't move around. I'm pressing the buttons. Errors will be shown here. You can't move around. You can't move around. You cannot move around. But I want to code a. Just want to look up the What am I trying to say? The request animation frame, because if I do this, there's a lot of code for other things for a productivity app. I don't even know. Ah, here we are. That, and then this, whoa, JavaScript. Now I'm just gonna do this. Request. I think that's what it's called. Whoops. No. How do you, my brain just forgot how to Vim. How do you Vim? What do? You go to visual mode. No. Go to visual mode. No. Damn it! I forgot how to Vim. Because I was talking BS. I'm usually, coders that go into like. I'm one with the code, and all I see is curly braces and stupid. Vim, yeah, Vim search, please. No one wants to be one with the code. Now, no one wants to be one with the code. Then, but request animation. Hello. Okay. What? I think the actual place. Hilton. Who's Hilton? Request animation frame draw loop. I think it's draw loop because wait. This is looking a bit more tenable, isn't it? Draw loop. All right. Okay. Draw game. If the current loop is loops per frame, then advance the frame of the current sprite loop. I'm just going to code, and I'm just going to code, as in I'm not going to just code. I'm going to talk in code. Current loop. You know what? Current loop is outside the scope. It's a global variable. Loops per frame is just defined as a BT dubs up here. It's not very designish, is it? Like that. Put it in an object. Put it in an object. I mean, there's bit more to it than that. I'm making fun of like coders, but it's draw game is where most of the stuff happens. Current loop. When this thing happens 15 times, you see the next picture. Okay. Now the actual like animation, like the things happening occurring here and here, right? Earthbound fan game is my object where everything's defined. Real nice like. Do you think I can, in this vlog, in this like internet whatever, blurt out? I can actually get to do movement. So current sprite loop is going to change when you press the button. When you press the buttons, it's going to change, right? To the left and the, you know, where are those sprites stored? Let's just see. Okay, you know what? The smartest thing to do is I'm probably, even though it'll complain, I'm gonna open. Oh yeah, well I used to do this. Okay. Where is this folder? Public. Open read only. That's kind of sensible. Okay, this is the constructor or the class definition. Yeah, canvas is my own class to kind of talk to the canvas and do stuff on it. Because why? Because I changed the for boring reasons. Sprite library. That sounds. Yeah, I remember this now. Kind of. Sprite library. Firebase is for online stuff. Now characters, I think, is like a proper game character class with dynamics and stuff. Okay, here's something sensible. Key down, key down, key down, handler. This is obviously, you know, just attached to the key down event of the canvas somewhere. Look at these two things. If key down event.key is I, if the sprite has not already been set from the key press, this dot main current sprite loop equal this dot main character dot sprite library Ness walking north, and that's I, so maybe that already works. Oh, cool. Okay, he kind of boops up and down. The sprites are not properly aligned. I guess I gotta align those sprites. Should I do that now? Where are the sprites loaded? Does that happen somewhere in a... Oh, look. Okay, so the down and the left sprite do not seem to be interfering with each other. Like the shadow is kind of level, but then the walking up sprite just kind of, yeah. I wonder if I should have a high level abstraction, so it's like set direction equal whatever, and then the character class should should just kind of take care of that. Look, I've already started to do some dynamics. When you release the key, your acceleration is 0, but then for 2D motion, how's that gonna go? How's that gonna... Click handler is fine. I was playing around with being able to press on it. Look, new Earthbound fan game here. So where is... Where is main character got all these sprite loops already set in from? That's a copy of the same function, isn't it? Here we are. A lot of stuff is happening in the character class. So Ness walking north, Ness walking south, Ness walking east, Ness walking west, right? What that actually is in this huge behemoth of a folder. I've got this, I've got somewhere, yeah, no? Okay, we will have to look at the code. Get character sprite sets with from that set of things. Sprite set is its own crazy class. Come on, people have been around since original IC. Reading like Tim Rogers articles and Adrutler articles and new NGJ stuff. I think we can handle the existence of these two forums. Sprite set name is an argument, and image.source, right, here we are. Sprite set name plus underscore index of sprite currently creating image element of. So they just live in here. See? Nest walking east, nest walking east, north, side. East, north, south, west. That's what should exist, and the rest are redundant. East, 1, 2. How does it know when to stop? Well, it just gets it as an argument. Sprite animation frame counts because in the okay, what am I talking about? The second argument of the get character sprite sets method, which is actually going to put into an array sprite set with current sprite name. Okay, sprite sets is indexed by those names like Nest walking north, Nest walking south, the descriptive title before the frames. And that is given, is hard coded, so to speak, by the whatevs, by this thing. And 222 is because they all have 2 frames. I don't know if there's a better way of doing that, but it's hard coded to make the code work kind of nicely-ish. Character has an array, text, a string indexed array. No, has a sprite set class. Anyway, that's probably in my next episode of Earthbound fan game coding. Maybe we'll do like a class diagram or whatever. Yes, I'm going to make an Earthbound fan game, but the last time I played Earthbound was actually basically in 2006, and it was on emulator, and I got up to, I don't know, I love the soundtrack, obviously. But last time I played it was I got up to four. What is it on it? Tucson. Four side. I do not remember any of it. I remember there are punks, but I think that's kind of like, I don't know. Earthbound is like, is Earthbound, does Earthbound have the slightest non-rhetorical question coming up, but does Earthbound have the slightest kind of reactionary vibe or reactionary attitude of just like it's the suburbs, and like he just like carts his small town he carts his small town perspective all the way through every single through every all the burbs through the big smoke, and like, you know what I mean? It's not tongue in cheek. It's not. It's very like there's no like self awareness. It's just like, yeah. Maybe I should play Undertale, but I'm gonna make an Earthbound fan game. I'm a critical. I'm an advocate of critical fandom, right? So maybe it can be a critique of what I'm talking about. Okay. Thank you, SB. Thank you, IC. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Oh yeah, thanks for this, Space Town. Thanks for the likes for my weird Heroes of the Storm cast. But look, this is all nerdy and cool. How do I know this? I'm a college kid. When I was in university, I had a little bit of social anxiety, and insert credit was like a surrogate nerd space. And by now, all you guys have like met IRL, and you know, I I live in Australia, so you can't meet up with this. Oh, Toto. Do you remember Toto from Insert Credit? Original things Insert Credit, old school Insert Credit. He might even be on here. Come on, I'm not digging up dirt on anybody. This is just I vaguely remember him. Maybe I should get back in touch with him. We went to high school together. Totoro. Internet topics. Poster by poster. Oh my god. It doesn't matter. Okay, cool.